All right, all right. Hey, hey, welcome back, guys. Let's get into this. So, this is going to be a check in on the topic of love, whatever that may be, and we shall see. We start with an Ace of Pentacles. Now, remember, this does start Venus retrograde today, March 1st. Um, and that can indicate like different ways to express love, unexpected ways, something changing. Hey guys, great to see everybody tonight. Um, but with this Ace of Pentacles, this is a brand new, fresh start. If this is a brand new, fresh start, or somebody's thinking about offering a brand new beginning, a gift, like a hey, could we start anew? It is coming from a King of Swords, a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, who very well may be like taking a hold of the energy from the universe and bringing it into like their heart space, their head space. It's almost like he's preparing himself. At first, the way he's holding this is kind of like, like a little wizard who's been like, doing some kind of like energy ball, right? We even see like the swirl of energy coming off of his hands. And then we shift into again this swirling vortex of energy. So there's all kinds of like, I'll say, hyper excitable electrons in this one. Okay. So either he is calling in the powers of the universe to help him, the powers of Grayskull, if you're a He-Man fan. Sorry, I'm an 80s baby, so I remember that vividly. Ooh, the Queen of Cups, though, is doing her own energy vortex swirling. Okay, so we've got, it could be windy, or she could live by an area of water, and there could be like stormy seas, stormy, even just a creek that's like flowing really heavily, or a river that's kind of swollen right now. Maybe this is her, I don't know, like even dealing with like her sink is backed up. She's turning on the garbage disposal and is making a little whirlpool. But she too has all kinds of swirling energy. Now her emotions might be swirling right now. She may not know why. Usually a queen knows why. But because the universe is playing a role in this, I'm going to say she may not realize that there's a reason she feels stirred up. This isn't about a masculine and a feminine per se, but we are going to talk about it like it's a him and a her, but I'm talking about energy, not genders. So we have possibly a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius that we'll call our divine masculines. We'll say him. And then we have possibly a water sign. Now, these characters don't have to be an air sign and a water sign. They could be just displaying those traits. So he's very thoughtful. She's very emotional. But the universe is stepping in and saying, you know what? A whole bunch of stuff that happened was pretty crummy. A whole bunch of stuff didn't work out very good, and it should be set right. It really should be set right. Okay, so this is a time for, I'll say, we'll say reconciliation, but what I mean by that is not like the judgment card, but the let's say atonement. Okay, because I always look at when the judgment card, or excuse me, when the justice card is upright, this is strong Libra energy. But when it comes in upright, it's like a bunch of stuff was wrong and this needs to be made right. Hi, everybody. Okay, so when something is wrong, that can get us pretty pissed off. We've got an Ace of Cups. This is all about love, all about love. And you notice that they each have aces, right? We have our feminine very associated with love. So she has a lot of love to give. If anything, her heart could be very full. She could be like singing little songs, washing her dishes, like listening to her favorite music. She could be in a place where she's like, you know what? I just love my life. I love my dishes. I love my sink. I love the, like whatever. I love taking a bath. I love flowing water. I love energy flowing around me. Don't you just love kind of that stuff? She's just in a good, loving mood. Her cup runneth over right now. She's got a lot of good vibes to share. She might be, scrubbing her house, preparing, like a meal or something. listening to music, watching her favorite show over her shoulder while she cooks in the kitchen. Cooking is like an act of like showing love. Maybe she's making soups, she's making smoothies, she's making, watery type stuff, sauces and whatnot, doing the dishes in between and just loving it. She might be cooking for people she loves, or just the act of doing that is really enjoyable. But she's got a lot of awesome vibes. He actually does too, but in his personal thought processes, it's all about, I am fusing and melding and creating this opportunity of this gift that I shall then go and give. This will be my new beginning. This will be the next chapter of my life. So he's more wanting to create. Okay, so let me go back over here and say the Justice card. What is this about with that Justice card? We have got the Two of Pentacles. Okay, so to a certain extent, this might be the universe saying they're making things right in their own personal lives, getting themselves balanced. Interestingly enough, they're both doing something very personal, right? Because the aces are personal and they each have one. So they're actually getting right with themselves. And like for her, maybe her biggest thing that she needed to accomplish, her biggest personal task was to feel emotionally happy and balanced and full. For him, his biggest task was to use his intelligence, his intellect, to confidently choose a new pathway for himself in his life. If these two, something was unfair, imbalanced in their lives before, and each of them have set those things right, independent of each other. Okay, so do we have these two? Like, what is their interaction? Maybe they don't have one yet. Maybe these are two people that are going to meet each other. Ace of Swords, Seven of Cups. No, unfortunately, these are two people who already knew each other, and the universe may have come in and said, time out, kids. Now, we do have her being confused, though, about why she was cut off. And I will say this, she already showed up as Cups energy, and now we have a feminine here again. He showed up as Sword energy, and we have a sword here again. And we always see the crackling lightning around him. So I'm going to think that he is way cerebral and she is way emotional. Now, that can be a gift and a curse, either side. If he's too full of thoughts and not grounding his thoughts and being logical, he gets up in his head, he gets overwhelmed and like it blows his circuits. And then he cuts things off and retreats to go and deal with his like fuming, like sparking brain. Meanwhile, she may get emotionally confused and like not know. She might say she doesn't want something that she actually does, but she's all stirred up and she doesn't know, am I unhappy about this? Why am I actually unhappy about this? Do I not want this? Or do I need to express myself and place a boundary? So I'm thinking that, like anything, too much surging emotion can throw us off kilter. If you want an example of this, notice like children have no containment of their emotions. Heck, my dog Aries is just now like, I usually tell him confine some of your joy, when he's like jumping and stuff. And I'm like, no, like we're going to settle down now. Because he has a habit of like celebrating still like a puppy when he's really happy. And I love his happiness, but it's not always, super appropriate to be singing his really, really, really loud dog songs, just to tell the entire neighborhood that he loves going out on walkies with his mama at midnight. So we have things like that, controlling a little bit of the emotional reaction, good and bad, that can be tough for somebody whose like gift is emotions. She may be really good at spotting other people's emotions, helping them sift through it, but for herself, she could get overloaded. Meanwhile, somebody who gets too cerebral and just like can't even find words and they kind of shut down and their brain melts down, that could have been what happened to the two of them. She got confused, he had a meltdown and just left the scene or cut the conversation completely because he didn't know what to say. Basically, they did the same thing but in their own version, right? Their own version of the exact same thing. These two stopped talking. Page of Wands. Okay, so they stopped talking, and then with the with the Page of Wands here, this is the energy of I don't know if the universe was trying to help a little bit, or if their like reptile brains were hard at work trying to find a solution. This feels like they each had a desire, right? Because this is the first little step toward desire. But I think these two had to like go into their separate corners because they were having a meltdown dealing with each other. And they each maybe had to identify, what is it that I really want out of this situation? And how do I figure out how to express that? We have an Eight of Pentacles sideways. Yeah, I think these two had to go work on exactly what we've seen here. Oh, Calm C, welcome, sweetheart. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Members Corner, love. Members Corner happens every Monday, by the way. So, but we've got this vibe of they each had something to go work on, which we already saw, and they've mastered it. So things have gotten leveled out inside of themselves. So at this point, what does that mean for these two? This doesn't come across like there's any Magician in the reverse. Hang on. It doesn't come across like these two like tried to hurt each other. Maybe they both were kind of out of balance though, and so nothing was working, or they couldn't be successful together. But I said, what does it mean for these two? And we have the Magician in the reverse, which is could be seeing the other side of things now. You notice how we have, if this were upright, we would see her sitting here meditating, then we see the reflection of her. The Magician in the reverse, I always look at it as what we thought we were manifesting turns out to be not true. Four of Swords. I do kind of think that maybe they're having a lot more compassion for one another all of a sudden, and how it might have felt on the other side of things. Maybe they also are recognizing, I don't think the partner that I was dealing with maybe understood, because I didn't even understand what I was trying to convey. I feel like these two completely approach life from different angles. They are vastly, vastly different from each other. And yet, now that they're both more balanced in themselves, now they can kind of like even contemplate, like, I wonder how I showed up for them. God, they probably thought I was erratic, or they thought I wasn't really trying, or wasn't trying to manifest them. Maybe they thought I wasn't being truthful. Oh, okay. I got to think about this a little bit. I think that that's really mature though, to be able to do some self-reflection. I would just say that both of them are in a place where they're not instantly trying to talk to each other. They're both first just solid. Now maybe they can think about, how they interacted, and what do I think the other person thought of me? And after some contemplation and quiet thought process about that, now we either have them able to communicate, or we have them saying, okay, well, that one got botched, but I guess we just weren't meant to be. I hope I didn't, disrupt them or confuse them too much. But anyway, on my way I go. I hardly think that when you're dealing with kings and queens, especially those who've they had obviously a lot of confusion between the two of them, and things probably didn't end well between the two of them. To see that they both had a lot of self-reflection, I would say this is the perfect time for them to maybe have communication again. Now, this doesn't say that, oh, now we'll be together and be happy in love. This says maybe now they can articulate things that should have been said a long time ago. What should have been said a long time ago if they were in a place where they could have communicated? The Tower in the reverse, first and foremost, they both should have said, listen, I don't want to break up with you. Let me start by saying this. That's what should have been said. And maybe that's the whole thing that both of them wanted convey first, is I didn't want us to not be together. I didn't want to leave. I didn't want you to leave me. I mean, I don't know if they ever said that to each other. I'm guessing they didn't, considering this kind of indicates that they both did each other wrong by maybe not being able to find those words to tell each other something that important. Okay, so if that's a first thing that should have been said back in the past. Yeah. Eight of Cups. It's not that I want to walk away from this, but maybe I have to go and think through some things because I'm feeling all confused. They should have explained, I don't want this to be over between us, but I might have to take a time out because I've got to figure out how I'm feeling and how I'm thinking about things. Okay, so that would have been, oh my God, Tony, you are so generous. Tony, thank you, love. You sweetheart. Welcome. Tony just gifted 5 memberships tonight. So welcome Tammy Secord, Miss Moody, Danielle Faith Love, Nor A, and Wendy E. Thank you. Tony, you sweetheart. Thank you. That is so generous. We have the world card upright. Okay, world card is God, these two, they actually wanted to be married. I think that they still do. If this is the stuff that they're finally going to be able to talk about, I didn't want to walk away. I didn't want it to be over with us. I wanted us to like have a breather maybe and then regroup so we could kind of have like what felt like a new beginning, because I really wanted this to work. Do they each feel the same way? Let's actually change decks. Let's go with this one. This is one of my faves. How does she feel that way? Let's start there. 3 of Pentacles. Oh God, yeah. And this is like, she still wants to be with him. She still wants to work on things with him. She always has. And in fact, it's a little bit like it's become more clear to her over time. The more that these little ants have been pulling little grains away, the more we are seeing that the ants have been like digging a little hole all the way through the earth and looking out into the cosmos. And we have those ammonites here that represent like, you know, ancient history. She may feel like, I think I was always meant to be with him. I feel like I have past lives with him. I feel like my every future, every lifetime I'm supposed to be with him. And it's just kind of been uncovered as I've sifted through my mind. Now, let's remember, she's in a very loving space. She's in a really good, really calm, really healed energy. And she's very straightforward with herself. She feels like this was a divine counterpart, has always been, will always be, whether they can work it out or not. Okay, what about him? The Star and the 5 of Swords. He's like, she dominates my universe. She is, and all of my thoughts will always turn to her. There is nobody else for me but her. There is always going to be her. She's on my mind 10,000% of the day, the night. I dream of her. I think of her. I eat, I breathe her. Her name is in my mind, and it's driving me fucking crazy. He's almost pissed. I'm sorry, I'm laughing, but he's almost pissed because it's like, how many times a day do I have to say her name in my heart? This is so frustrating to have her, like, she literally comes up out of, like his thoughts all the time. Okay, so this is maddening for him because I feel like these two, even though he expresses differently, right? He doesn't express from the heart. He doesn't. Even here, it's air energy, right? The Star, it's Aquarius. No matter what, she dominates his thoughts. She dominates his mind. So no matter what, and here again, when he's frustrated, guess what? It's all air energy again. It's kind of like, I'm almost chuckling just because, look, these two cannot stop being who they are, right? She's always going to be this watery energy. He's always going to be this air energy. He's always going to be in his thoughts. But so their language of love is going to be different. This will always be a hurdle for them, probably. It already has been. And to top it off, the intensity of the way these two feel about each other. I mean, these two have crazy attraction for each other and crazy desire to actually be together. The fact that there isn't anybody else on his mind, the fact that I don't even think he could like get interested in anybody else because she has been the one since he met her. And he knows that there's something cosmic here too. You notice how she's coming up out of the Milky Way galaxy. We've got this crazy rainbow prism of light shining down from the sky onto her. It's just like she is the star in his night sky. She is his North Star. He maybe can articulate certain things, but it won't be like sounding lovey-dovey. But they're on the same page, right? We may as well have had the same card coming in from 2 vastly different descriptions. He sees her as his future and the person that was like made for him in this galaxy. And she's like, with those ammonites and everything, it's like, he's always been my person. He always will be my person. And she sees the Milky Way too. All right. So can we just get these two back together? Come on, let's make a peanut butter jelly sandwich. These two are different, but they're going to taste yummy together if they can just get on board. Eight of Wands. The universe is like, yeah, duh. That's what they've been prepping for. Sometimes you got to go away and you got to get yourself all settled out. And then you got to come to the conclusion on your own how important this person is. And the fact that you're not going to let them go. And the fact that you guys are different. And the fact that there's going to be a lot of concessions that will have to be made. And the fact that their life could be way more colorful because they may have to find code words, like a second language that the two of them, like they need a translator, right? Because they operate so differently, or they need to devise a common language between them, right? Oftentimes, if you say one person speaks Greek and the other speaks English, but they both speak a little bit of Spanish, that'll be the language that they can share. That could work. Or let's say, how like when I took Aries to a dog trainer once, any word that you choose to use that you train your dog with, that's going to be the word that they know for sit or stay, but you don't have to have used those words, right? So you might say, bumbledegook, and that means sit, and your dog knows when you say bumbledegook, they're going to sit for you, right? It doesn't really matter, but it's whatever your language is with your dog that you've reinforced with, the training and the treats. But I have apparently done a few weird things with some words for my dog, and the dog trainer was like, I'm sorry, what did you just say and do? And I was like, oh, he knows. He knows that when I do this and say this, then this is what he does. And he's like, why didn't you just say, sit? Why didn't you just say heel? And I was like, I just don't talk to him like that. I talk to him like he's a person. And the dog trainer was like mortified. he kind of like just like whole conversations. I'm like, yeah. So anyway, I'm only saying that because find the common language. It doesn't matter if it doesn't make sense to the rest of the world. It doesn't matter if it doesn't make sense to, the specialists and everybody that would say this is what you must do, because as long as they find a common language to express themselves to each other so they'll know what each other means, it could be much more colorful. They could laugh a lot. They could have a lot of fun together. As long as they recognize we'll never approach things from the same angle, but I love you. You're the one for me. You love me. I'm the one for you. We're going to find a way to communicate that'll be our thing, even though it won't make sense to anybody else. I think this could be a great adventure for them. It feels like, with the Eight of Wands coming in twice, it feels like they're on the cusp of this. Sorry, guys. So sorry. But I like the fact that it's coming. We have the Empress, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So we have Libra, Taurus, and then we've got Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. There's a lot of growth to be had here. There's a lot of love. There's a lot of development on the horizon. Can I just ask, though, how do these two reconnect? Who's talking to who first? Because, obviously, somebody's got to start communicating. I don't know. With the moon here and the wolves howling on either side, they both are calling each other in. This says I can't tell because the moon is hidden because it's none of my damn business is what it says. It's both of their hearts are calling each other inward, which makes sense because this whole story has been actually about balance, right? This has been about balance. This has been about balance. This, just because we have the wolves on either side howling for each other equally, this is also about balance. Everything here, the way they feel about each other, is in perfect balance. They are perfectly, imperfectly balanced together. So I don't know who contacts who first, or hell, maybe it's going to be downright freaky that they both pick up the phone to call each other. And that thing, it's happened to me so many times in my life, I can't even count, but it'll be, someone who's very near and dear to me. I'll go to pick up the phone to call them and they're already on the line and they go, I was picking up the phone to call you. I didn't get a chance to dial. How is that? How did your call come through? And it's like, well, because we literally were connecting at the same exact moment. And it's like, if I tried to do it, I couldn't make it happen, but it's happened probably 100 times in my life at least. And it's always like, that's so weird. How does that happen? because you're connected to the people you love. As I look down and there he is. My little dog is like passed back out again. You heard him get up because he knew I was talking about him. He had a very busy day today. All right, you guys, I'm going to leave this one here. Thank you so much. Cornelia Heck, so great to see you, love. Godzilla MC, oh, wonderful. Sammy Smith, help me make it through the night. I know that song, but I don't know that I know it by Sammy Smith. By the way, I did enjoy Dark Moon, Dark Moon, forgive me, but I listened to it immediately afterwards. That's great. And I love that kind of like the, like the 50s guitar. It's really nice. Hi, Denisa. Great to see everybody tonight. Hi, Anthony. Decoded, Tammy Secord. Thalia, you made it. Great to see you. Doggies are so smart. I so agree with you. Hi, Patricia. Cornelia, do you talk to your doggies too? Calm C, you did also. I think a lot of people do. We must, right? Pam Tours, great to see you, love. Butternut squash. AC votes for that for my command. Butternut squash. That would be pretty funny if you were like at a dog park and you heard somebody calling things like that. Hey, Queen. Wonderful to catch you tonight. Little Dragon. Thank you, honey. Thanks for being here. Turn and Burn. Thank you, love. Tony, again, thank you so much. You are so generous. Fabiola, hi. Anthony Richmond, I love the little disco dancers. Thank you. Patricia, awesome to see you. Hi, Denisa. Oh, it's my pleasure, honey. Tammy Secord. Thanks for being here, AC. Hey, Turn and Burn. Caitlin V, I'm delighted you made it here. Homesick for Hills. Oh, Cornelia, happy belated birthday, sweetheart. I hope you had a wonderful one filled with cake and lots of wishes that are about to come true. Courtney Walsh, hi. Wonderful to see you. Tony, thank you. That is really sweet. Lucia, hi. Hot Little Mexican, wonderful to see you. Yeah, AC was so generous also last night, and NIS. You guys are so awesome to each other and to me. Thank you so much, you guys. Unbelievable. T baby, hi. Hi, Nabila. Sorry, you guys. Oh, awesome. I see you're rearranging your entire apartment. That's so fun. Tony, I didn't know you're in Houston. That's got to be a beautiful city. I've heard good things about Houston and Austin. I haven't been yet. I've always wanted to visit Texas. Hi, Annette. Ann Mansfield. Great to see you. Wonder T. Hi, sweetheart. Yes, happy new month. Happy March, everybody. Hi, Kins. Victoria Knox. Awesome to see you. Indigo Moon X. Lulu. Oh, Calm C, thank you, though. I'm glad that it did get worked out, and I'm so honored. Thank you so much. Angelina Davina, hi, sweetie. Nabila, you were dying to be the first. You guys are so hilarious. The Light, hi, sweetheart. Great to see you. All right, everybody. I'm still going to do a Cancerian video right after this because it's Saturday. So, Lucia, thank you, sweetheart. Awesome. Cornelia, you still have some cake? Awesome. I made 2 chocolate peanut butter mayonnaise cakes in the last month because 2 of my very beloved people had birthdays, and chocolate peanut butter mayonnaise cake. I know it sounds gross, but it's really, really good. That is a family favorite in our world. And honestly, I forgot how good it is. It is like addicting. It is the best cake because you do a cooked like fudge frosting. It is to die for. And one of the cakes I had to ship to my loved one. And like that's how important it is in our family. So Anna Mystic, so great to see you. Shout out to you in the UK. Q Miller, hi, honey. Seraphim Scales, hi. Great to catch you. All right, you guys, have a wonderful evening. Contented Tiger. I'll see some of you guys probably in the Cancer video if you're interested in that one. Otherwise, if this is where we part ways, sweet dreams, and I will see you guys tomorrow. All right, take care. Bye.